there, book lovers. My name is Leslie, and I am the Reading Safari and Stream Coordinator for Monterey County Free Libraries. This is Book Chat, and today I am bringing to you this giant, gorgeous book called Humans. It is a book of photography, mostly probably a coffee table book, by Brandon Stanton. So if you haven't followed Humans of New York on social media, it is the brainchild of a photographer named Brandon Stanton, who started photographing and telling stories about people in New York City. He started doing this in 2010, and he was started off on, Facebook and Instagram, and has gained a huge following. He has published several books of photographs, and his profiles and explorations into people's lives are really interesting. They're what make his work so great. I'm going to read a little bit from the introduction so you kind of get an idea of the evolution of this project. As millions of people began to follow Humans of New York on social media, it also became clear that the appeal of the work had little to do with the city. It wasn't New York that was commanding so much attention. It was the people. It was the power of the individual story. Building on this realization, I took the process that I developed on the streets of New York and began to travel overseas. I photographed in many different countries. With the help of talented interpreters, I interviewed hundreds of people around the world. The conversations felt refreshingly familiar. The work felt the same, and the audience came along on the journey, which allowed me to keep traveling. This book is the result of these travels. So Humans, yes, is a photographic exploration of all kinds of humans around the world. It is a fantastic book, and I am going to show you a few of the photographs in it and read you some of the little captions that go with them. So this is one of them, and it says, "We don't have any hobbies, but we do try to get together a few times a month to judge people and complain about things." So these people are from New York. And it's worth mentioning that some of the captions are really funny. Some of the things he chooses to highlight are really funny, and some are extremely sad. So here we've got this one right here. I'm going to read the caption from this photograph right here. "I can do all the same things as my wife, except for the milk part. And I try to make up for that by reading a lot of stories and showing her my vinyl collection." This is from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And I'm going to read a part about struggle that he writes about in this book. So that's going to be my next little excerpt I'm going to read. "I always begin with a struggle. After I've approached a person and have explained my work and obtained their permission for an interview, I begin with the most abrupt question possible. What's your greatest struggle right now? Sometimes I catch the person in a moment, and there's no need to dig deeper. There's something on the surface, something heavy that the person has been carrying around, waiting for an invitation to unload. Maybe they just signed divorce papers, or their father's funeral is next week, or their son just quit rehab for the third time. These are the battles being fought all around us, just beneath the surface of polite society. Beneath the small talk, beneath the sports and the weather and the politics, there's a lot of pain. It's pushing out from within, and sometimes all it takes is a question to bring it out." So this is kind of, I'd say, 2/3 of the way through the book. This idea about, this talk about struggle comes up. So these other ones talk about, I've picked really simple ones. I didn't really pick any ones that show like struggle, because they're often the longer captions, and I wanted to stick with shorter ones. But like, I love this one of this little girl. You see her right here. And she says, and the question is, what do you want to be when you grow up? Or what do you want to do when you grow up? And she says, swing on an adult swing. And she is from Rome, Italy. So there are, in this book is like an incredible book. If you're like me, you love hearing other people's stories. You love knowing you're not alone. And this book provides that. It gives you context for what all kinds of humans go through. Not just you, but everybody all over the world. Everybody's struggling in some way, and everybody has these small little happinesses too. And I love that so much. And that is what really is one of the strengths of Brandon Stanton's work. And this is not his first book, but it is maybe his most ambitious, because it is from all over the world. And I think it would be an excellent Christmas gift if you're able to buy it for someone who might be interested in this sort of art book. But otherwise, we have quite a few copies in our collection, which you should check out if you are interested in this book. So I highly recommend. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to this week's book chat, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.